WSOU 89.5 FM. It's 11 p.m., so you already know what time it is. It's time for What You've Been Missing with your host, DJ Ill Will, co-host, DJ Breezy.
That's me.
And we have a guest co-host, my man's Tynelle.
Yeah.
You know, it's the first time I'm having a guest host on during my show, so it's definitely going to be something interesting to see and something interesting to, listen to. So make sure you keep it locked on 89.5 FM. But you know me, I always got to give you guys the news as well as the music. So kind of one of the bigger news is that it's not really like a hip-hop news, but it's just something that, something that happened. So Demi Lovato's whole overdosing situation and just how I think she's recovering now, but just how she got, how she was having problems earlier with just heroin and things like that. And it seemed like she was getting better, but then she, had troubles again, overdose, and went to the hospital. That was a big whole hiatus on social media because of the way that social media kind of treated it. But again, as long as she's okay now, then it's all good. But that's not the only thing that happened during the week. So it was another week of, beef and just issues amongst people in general, which I don't understand why everybody's beefing over everybody. So first things first was 6ix9ine and Vic Mensa.
That's stupid.
And it was just like, I don't know what happened. What did 6ix9ine do to provoke Vic Mensa?
He said that Tekashi was like SMD to him behind his bodyguards, but I'm like, that seriously? And then he took advantage and said like, what he said the other day? He was like talking all crazy, and then the very next day was like, yo, I'm about spreading peace and love and positivity.
First things first with 6ix9ine, that whole spreading positivity thing. I don't know. I feel like that's a publicity stunt, and that's something that 6ix9ine does so well. He's able to market himself so beautifully in the sense of his music isn't even that great compared to other rappers that's out right now. But since the way he's able to market himself is just, he's sadly, I would say, one of the hottest artists out right now. And
for real.
And I don't know. And then even on top of that, he was on an interview earlier this week, and one of the video clips that got released from the interview was like that he doesn't take his talent seriously. Like, it was just something that he said, like, he's in the studio just having fun, playing around, and it's a hit. So I don't know how to feel about that in a sense of if that's just the way that he's able to market himself, where he's able to get these hits. Because he was speaking on Fifi, and just like how the lyrics of Fifi is just, regular, but everybody's listening to it. And if I'm not mistaken, it's probably the top 5 songs right now, if not probably even number 1, just on the way he's able to market himself. So I don't know.
He's trying to be a lot of things at the same time. He's trying to be like rap supervillain and superhero. Like, he keeps starting all this beef, all this trouble, and then just trying to like recuperate his image.
I don't feel like at this point he's even starting beef, like not intentionally, and then out of nowhere now that he's quote unquote trying to change his life around ever since the ex situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I generally feel like that's actually, like, I look at people being able to change. So when I see like something traumatic like that can change somebody's life around, I feel like it probably did just change his life around. It's just like, I don't change what you already did. So everybody's gonna look at you as like the poster boy for beef. Like, oh yeah, let me get at him so I can actually get some notoriety.
Yeah, but even on top of that, though, even like after he said that he wasn't really starting anything, he was in a concert yesterday. I don't remember the exact location, but he was singing Gumbo, and like I forgot what lyric it was specifically, but he put Chief Keef's name in it and Trippie Redd's name in it in place of, I guess whatever lyric it is. And you would think, like, that whole Chief Keef thing is blown out of proportion, that it's done now, but here 6ix9ine is at a concert just, like, rekindling the fire after you're saying that we're about positivity and stuff like that. So, again, who knows what really goes through 6ix9ine's head. Like, he's a character.
He's just enjoying the spotlight right now.
Yeah. If anything, I'll probably say that he's enjoying the spotlight.
Now, to go off what you said about the him having fun and not taking it serious, like, I do agree you should definitely have fun, but I do feel like you should always, like, as an artist myself, I feel like you definitely should take some type of seriousness when it comes down to it. Like, it is all about fun, and that's the way you make good music, when you're sitting there actually having fun. Like, the best artists tell you, like, yo, I do take it serious, and I, like, make sure my junk is tip-top, but I want to, like, have fun with it, because if I can't have fun with it, that's when it's not worth doing it anymore.
But I don't know. There's a like, you can have fun with it. Don't get me wrong, and I'm pretty sure most of the top rappers have fun, rapping and stuff like that. But I also feel like he's teetering with that line between, like, fun and immaturity, in a sense.
Do you see this fool with hair? I think he's. I'm pretty sure he ain't that much mature. I ain't gonna let me not, because he'll probably send some goons my way. Yo, Tekashi, I ain't beefing. I'm gonna say this. I ain't beefing. I ain't beat for it.
No, I ain't beefing with nobody either. Don't get me wrong. Like, if he's doing what he's doing, he's having fun with what he's doing. He's making more money than I could ever think of right now. So, have fun with it. Like, if you're able to exploit and just do what you got to do, then I'm not gonna hate on that. Like, there's no reason for me to hate on that.
Shoot, I can't even style. Like, it's some of his songs I really be knocking to. I don't care whether.
Nah, yeah, don't get me wrong, I do too.
Like, I never. Like, I don't look at them. What I've realized, you can't sit there and, because what a lot of old heads do, they always, like, put everybody in the same category. Like, you're a rapper, you need to follow these guidelines. It's evolving. Like, the OGs before the OGs was telling them, like, oh, this is how you got to do it. They changed it. Yeah. Now we got this school. They changed it. They blended rap and rock, two of the two artistries of the separate communities, like, where there was blacks and whites. White people had, like, hardcore rock music. Black people, we had rap music. This generation of artists have come and fused those two. So now that's why rap is now the number one looked, like, music.
Genre,
there is genre. I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. I did a 7 to 7 and then a freaking 7 to 8. I did, like, I'm exhausted.
I don't blame you. I kind of am too.
I can't talk.
But yeah, I can see what you're saying. But I feel like more of a sense is, like, now people are judging in the sense of, like, mumble rappers, and just, like, how a beat is probably like 75% of a song in the sense of popularity, where lyrics are kind of just 25. Like, people are starting to, underappreciate, lyrics and stuff like that. Most of the time, if the beat's hot, then that's what's hot. And I think that's kind of more or less, like, why, like, older heads start looking down at this generation. Because if you look at Biggie, Tupac, they were lyricists. But now you have 6ix9ine and you have A Boogie at times, and just, like,
Lil Pump.
There you go.
Gang.
Like, Lil Pump legit made, like, a 2-minute and 30-second song, about 2 minutes of it just saying Gucci Gang, and it was number 1 in the Billboards. So, I don't know. I don't know. Who am I to,
We can't even blame that completely on the artists, because we're, us as people, like, as the listener, we're sitting there like, yo, this is dope. Like,
yeah.
It gets played so much in our head. We're like, we're pushing this. It's like, this is partially our fault, so we can't necessarily blame anybody but ourselves, because we're sitting there like, we're allowing people like this to become, like, as big as they are, even though we're giving them a chance, which is good. Like, a lot of these kids are usually the outcasts that end up becoming the most popular people. Now everybody wants to be a part of their outcast group. So it's like, now instead of the most popular guy in school who being like the head honcho, now it's the person nobody paid attention to.
Yeah, of course. And it's just like, again, if you're making money, if that's your way to making money, and it's you're attracting the people, and you're getting all of this, then go right ahead. That's what it is. Because at the end of the day, that's all what we're trying to do. We're just all trying to make money, find our little niche in society, and then do what we do what we love, and just all of that. That's kind of the way life works.
Shoot, say that. Yeah. Sign me a check.
Man. But up next we have Dave East's. I didn't even introduce any of the songs that we're going to listen to in this hour. We have Dave East's new album Karma 2 up next. And to me, this is me being a little biased because Dave East is my top artist right now, but I think overall that album was definitely a great album. Of course, you're going to have tracks that's tough. You're going to have tracks that's kind of off. But I think as the most part, overall, I think Dave East definitely did what he had to do on Karma 2. That him pushing it back a week and a half, kind of, it was definitely something. It was definitely not ideal. And even on top of that, when it first came out on Apple Music kind of did some things weird with the tracks. Like a couple of tracks cut off early, and then some of the tracks just sounded off. And you would think after a delay that it wouldn't be as bad as that. But overall, I think that album was pretty good. So we have that up next. We have 3 songs off the tracks. We have Nobu, Leveling Up, and Traumatized. And we was talking about this off air, but Leveling Up, that's definitely one of the top songs.
Yeah.
Just Dave East and Fabulous. And that's one thing that Dave East does good with his features. Yeah.
What?
His features are definitely crazy. But enough of us talking. We're not doing enough justice talking about it, so we're going to play it for you live on the airways, and then after these 3 tracks, we're going to get back on the airways, and then we have to introduce another album that came out on the same day. So keep it locked on 89.5 FM. We have our guest host Tynelle here, so it's something that you're going to want to stay and listen if you even haven't heard what you've been missing before. Definitely want to stay tuned on 89.5 FM WSOU. WSOU 89.5 FM. So, yeah, that was Dave East's album. If you guys were interested in that definitely, like I said, at least to me, that was definitely one of the top. That was the top 3 songs. There's definitely a couple good songs that were still on the album, and there's definitely, at least to me, it was definitely a good album. But one thing about Dave East that I kind of do like, I like how he's from New York. And there's a thing, I don't know about me. I know me personally, I kind of like local artists, in the sense of large artists in New York and New Jersey, because they have this certain style to them in a sense. And that kind of Jersey, New York style is just, I don't know. There's something about it that I like it a lot. And I don't know. One of the things that I kind of want to do on What You've Been Missing is kind of promote local artists. That was something that I tried doing before with just having a local artist spotlight, just playing a couple of local songs here and there just to try to see if I could reach out to other people. But I don't know. So Tynelle, excuse me, you're a local artist. I knew I was going to butcher it one time. I'm always good for one butcher every time I get on air. I don't know why. But you yourself are a local artist, so how do you feel just being a local artist and just being on top of this, I guess in a generation now where everybody wants to be an artist, what differentiates you and just in the sense of that, and just how do you feel about local artists in general?
Local, I'm friends with a whole lot of local artists, and a lot of local artists that even the collective I'm in called Broken's Best. You have a huge variety of artists that are so versatile. Oh, it's just it's amazing. Cause I know as far as me, I can sing in a baritone, So like that's my little style. I can sing like some church song and then hit you with some lyrical bars, or get on something and just like party with you.
Yeah.
So I try to keep my versatility going, and I feel like that's what both separates a lot of artists, but also makes a lot of artists the same. So it's like you don't ever, as versatile as you think you might be, there's another guy that's just as versatile doing the same exact thing as you, and you're just like, well, then how the heck can I be any different?
Yeah, because that's definitely one thing. Because a lot of artists that come up now just kind of have that one tone to them, where like I guess a lot of local artists that I know personally, they kind of all like trap and rap and just kind of like all like curse every bar kind of rappers.
I'm
but,
one of those. I curse a lot.
But I mean,
I mean, that's got like 72 curse words in it.
But like you said, you kind of have that other style to you though, where you can actually like, you know, sing and like have that style. Some of these rappers don't have that style, and they're just kind of like, you know, just like hard nose, just, you know, yeah, just kind of in a sense like that. But I don't know, and I feel like another thing too is just kind of like exposure wise. You know, some of these better artists, they don't really have that much exposure, because you have people now making fun of like SoundCloud artists when people are trying to use SoundCloud as like a platform for them to kind of promote their music. They don't really have. You could probably have like a great versatile artist, but they're not getting the promotion, they're not getting the recognition that they need, and I also feel like that's another problem with local artists too, where they're not really getting that spotlight that they deserve. And on What You've Been Missing, that's kind of one of the things that I want to do, is I want to be able to have these local artists get that spotlight that they deserve. So they could either be like a make or bust kind of sense, like I guess kind of like the Apollo in a sense. Right. I kind of want What You've Been Missing to be that. So you have all of these like amateurs, all of these up and coming people, just kind of get up here and have their avenue, in a sense. So if they're good, then you know we have people, and we have people that we can connect to, and give them the recognition that they deserve. So I don't know. That's definitely kind of one of the things I want to do with What You've Been Missing. That's definitely something that we need to get started here. It's definitely something that has to happen, but we kind of need that. We need What You've Been Missing to get that same recognition in order to give the artists the recognition.
We're all just trying to get out of the spotlight. I mean, we're trying to get in the spotlight right now.
Yeah. What we need to do is like, because you see so many Atlanta artists started that.
Helping each other.
Yeah, and that's the one thing New York don't do. That's the one thing Jersey don't do. That's the one thing. Any down south artists, they always got each other's back.
Exactly.
Florida's starting to get on that wave. You see, God rest his soul, but XXX, he was featuring with Ski Mask Slump God, Lil Pump, Kodak. He was featuring with so many Florida artists, Denzel Curry. Like he was sitting there doing that, and like that's a lot of those Florida artists. They all like sit there and you hear them collab. If you look back on their old stuff, there's some type of collab over there.
Exactly.
Atlanta, same thing. Like you hear all these different groups, teams, all these solo artists. They're always working with somebody.
Exactly.
In Jersey, we're trying. Like the group I'm in. I'm not saying that all of them are, but I'm saying like. The group the good friends that I've been finding, that's our main goal. And even a lot of other artists are sitting there, like that I just performed with. Like every time my boy Kovu Soul, he's a rapper for straight out of Newark. He sits there and straight up just promotes one of my songs out of nowhere. Like I'll sit there, wake up, he's sending a song up there. And my boy Gringo, I call him Gringo, but he goes by Charlie Brown. He sits there, does the same thing. He'll make a video of him like doing something to my song, and I'll post that video up. He do something, I'm posting him up on my page. My boy Samad Savage, he does the same thing. He produces for a whole lot of artists. He does features for a whole lot of artists. He sits there and has Best of Essex, which is like this whole thing of Jersey artists. he's gotten people from New York and Philadelphia come down just to perform and like feel part of a group that sits there and promotes each other, put you on their Snapchats, on their Instagrams, all of this. Who else? A friend of mine, Jay Alyssa, he started a collective called Broken Best. Mm-hmm. He sat there and started from scratch. It's a minute. It's like, I don't want to call it a record label. It's just like, it's kind of like that though. He's got like it's like 50 artists in there that sits there and works with each other. Like all of these different groups and all different teams that are trying to do this and like slowly it just keeps on expanding and expanding. So we're hoping that if not this year, maybe next year we can get Jersey on the map. Because what big Jersey artists do we have? Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Fetty Wap. Redman.
Barely Fetty Wap now.
Yeah, exactly. like long-lasting ones. We had Lauryn Hill and Queen Latifah. And we had Redman. Fetty Wap had a good year.
Probably like a good season.
Yeah, exactly. Season.
Like he had that one summer, and then after that, he just kind of.
And that wasn't even all. That was part of Jersey's fault because we didn't sit. He was sitting there. He was influenced by down south. Down south artists molded him. He was obsessed with down south artists. You didn't see his group, the Remy Boys, Hayes and them. They were all working and pushing him. He had Monty that was coming up, and they were slowly pushing him, and then the ball dropped somewhere. Mm-hmm. What happened with the ball? I don't know. Why it dropped? I don't know.
Exactly.
But we sit there. We don't push and help keep that person in the spotlight because we are so selfish. We're not sitting there saying, like, yo, if I push this guy, that's going to shine a light here, and it's going to give me the opportunity to get here now.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you help each other, instead of trying to tear each other down, we're sitting there helping each other, we're eventually going to get that light. But until we realize that, we're going to be stuck in the dark.
Exactly. We have the talent for it, too. Like, it's not like we don't have the talent. It's not like we're not getting big because we're not talented. I'm pretty sure Jersey could be up there with, New York, up there with Chicago, up there with those big cities, with those big artists, but we're just not giving us the chance. We're not giving our Jersey artists the spotlight. And, that's what I want to do. Try to get that spotlight. Because at the end of the day, this isn't benefiting me at all. Like, doing what you've been missing is not benefiting me. It's great to be on the radio. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing this every week. But at the end of the day, being on the radio is not what I see myself doing in the future. Being, a hip-hop DJ at that is not something I see myself after 4 years when, I'm through a college and I can't be on WSOU no more. It's just, but in these 4 years, in these 3 years, I want to be able to, get what you've been missing, get WSOU to that higher platform where now the next host after me could have all of these, he's going to have a bigger platform for him. So if this is something that he does want to do in the future, then he has that platform up with him. And then even on top of that, when local artists start popping up down the line, they could be able to come to the next host, whenever that is, and get that spotlight, get that shine. So I kind of want what you've been missing as that, collective togetherness, in a sense, in a sense where, all these local artists could start contacting our Twitter page and just be like, hey, I'm a local artist in Jersey, I wanted to know if I could come to your show and do this, that, and the third. Of course I'm allowed that, because I can always make space for anybody who ever wants to come up. And that's what I want to do too, have that local artist spotlight, because that's just something that needs to happen. Having all of these new songs and having all of this new news, that's all great in the end of the day to inform others, but I want to be able to uplift others in a sense.
We got to be the ones to change the game,
Exactly. So
I try to get out there as much as I can,
Exactly.
Try to get to these shows, find good talent, because that talent's hidden, man. People got to get out there, go to these local shows. People are often scared of these local shows, no one knows where to find all these local rappers.
True, I can't even. I be looking. First show is the only one I usually I'm sitting here always looking for a show to perform at. It's hard to find them, and then when people
also
find
that
them,
too.
they don't even want to tell you how the heck they signed up.
Exactly.
It's like, yo, are we supposed to be trying to do something different? It's like, yo, how am I supposed to sign up? I don't know how to sign this up. Like, some people tell me how to sign up, and half the time they're not artists. They're like, yo, go to this. This is who you talk to. This is how you sign up. The artists, they sit there and they're usually selfish about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll tell me about it like 2 seconds before. Like, I know I work a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I work at a dang gas station. There's not too many artists that'll sit there and be like, yo, I work at a gas station. Having them be like, yo, I'm selling drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in school. Oh, I'm doing this. Or I'm doing that. I'm an orphan. My grandparents adopted me. Ended up after high school, I was done at my grandparents' house. I ended up moving with my aunt. Just got my first apartment a couple months ago. I got my first car last year. No one helped me get my car. I busted my tail to get my car. Busted my tail to get my apartment. Found my girlfriend. We're sitting there paying our rent. No one's sitting there helping me. No one's helping me promote my music. No one's doing that. I'm sitting there putting my all into doing what I gotta do. So as far as anybody trying to tell me, if you can sit there and give me the sob story of how, I don't need to be helping anybody, bro, I've been sitting here. I've had a crappy growing up, a crappy upbringing. I literally did not have people in my corner. I literally had family turn on me. I'm 20 years old. I'll be 21 in 2 weeks. I'm just now getting like long lasting friendships and good friends that are not sitting here stabbing me in the back. Hey, if I can sit there and go through all of that and still have my hand out to help somebody, what's stopping you?
Exactly.
That's how it's got to be,
Exactly.
for real. We were talking about Fetty Wap earlier as a joke, but like, let's be real. Like, he was out there, he was homeless, he was like trying to grind, he was handing out his CDs on the street. Like, that shouldn't be like that. Like, if you're trying to get into the scene, it should be so much easier than that.
Exactly.
Also, we have Akon. I just read. Akon's from New Jersey. He grew up in Jersey City.
Oh.
Akon's from Jersey?
Yo.
I don't think he wasn't born in Jersey. He was born in Missouri, but like he ended up moving to New Jersey with his family, and then like he just stayed.
Oh, I forgot about Joe Budden. I met Joe Budden.
Oh,
that is
How do we forget about Joe Budden?
I'm not even gonna lie. I gave Joe Budden flack at one point. Like, I never said it to him, but I'm like, I was like low key, just like, yo, you're not even from Jersey. You're from New York. But he grew up in Jersey, so it's like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm wrong for that. Like, I can't do that.
Yeah. So with that being said, if you're a local artist and you need somewhere to shine, hit us up at WSOU_WCBM. That's our Twitter page. So just follow us. I'll follow back, and then we could figure out something after that. Real quick before we get into this midnight mix, we have G Herbo's new album, which came out same time as Dave East. So we'll get to that real quick, and then we'll get into our midnight mix after that. So keep it locked on 89.5 FM. This is What You've Been Missing with DJ Illwill, DJ Breezy, and Tynelle.
Yo.
WSOU 89.5 FM. That was G Herbo's tape, at least 3 singles on his tape. So one thing before we get into this midnight mix, because it's about to be midnight, but we're going to get to that soon. One thing that we just wanted to talk about real quick was Azalea Banks' situation with Wild 'N Out, which is something that happened, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't bring it up. And I know that recently I watched a video with Timothy De La Ghetto, and he was basically saying the situation that happened. And it was, in a sense, like, the situation, like the way he explained the situation, because, of course, Azalea Banks, she said that, she was attacked and it was colorism and stuff like that.
If she don't get the...
But when Timothy De La Ghetto explained it, he was just like, nobody ever said that. Like, he was saying, oh, my gosh, I forgot the exact joke that They said, I wish I remembered it.
They said DC made her cry.
It was DC that said it, and it was basically, in a sense, like Timothy was saying, like she was, which this doesn't make sense to me. But she said that she thought it was a kid's show, so she couldn't say what she wanted to say. That's one. Two, she felt like she couldn't rebuttal back, and that's why she was getting upset, because she couldn't rebuttal back, not because of what they were saying.
She mad that she could take her time behind the keyboard to be
Exactly.
dissing everybody, but when it was time to be talking that smack in person, she ain't want to say nothing.
Exactly.
She
and
couldn't
that's
say nothing. She ain't had nobody sitting there in the background being like, yo, that sound dope. That would hurt they feelings so bad. Now you messing with a bunch of battle rappers, a bunch of comedians, and they hiking on you. That's all that karma that you deserved all them years. You was messing with the little girl. Like she played Zuri on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
She was messing with Cardi B. She attacked Nicki. Who else she was attacking? She was attacking everybody. She called the little girl a freaking black monkey. Girl, you just as black. You bleached your skin because you was that black. Why is you talking about colorism?
Exactly. And then that's exactly what they were saying too. And then another thing that she said was, she got on the show last minute. And he said that because, like, at least Timothy, what he was saying was like, oh, they thought maybe she was on the show last minute, but they thought since everything that she was doing on social media that she'll be able to, compete with all of these jokesters. But that wasn't the case, and she started crying. The thing that happened, they said that she started crying on air, at least while they were recording. So then after that skit, after that little like part of the show, they had to take an hour break to calm her down, and then they had to rework the rest of the show in order for her not to be offended by it. And then even on top of that, he said that she didn't even say a word after that happened. So I don't know why. I just want to see the episode.
I doubt if they even aired that thing. They probably wasted so much time. They were like, yo, I wasted all this money, all this time for this little girl to be sitting there complaining and wilding out for no reason, no pun intended. Like, nah, I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm airing this. Like, if I was Nick Cannon,
I would think they would air it because of all the publicity on it.
They need to put it with the original when she started crying, all that crap. You saw she was talking about how Nick was gonna die, how Wendy Williams should die.
Oh my God.
Like, bro. And she wanna be like, I'm done with all you black men. I'm gonna find me a little white boy and go hop on some white hush my mouth. Like, she was just doing all that? Nah, man.
I don't know, bro. Like I said, I really hope they air the episode because I really want to see, like, it needs to be shown in the sense of now you're having clashing stories. So I feel like if they just show it, then that would be the end of it. Now everybody would know exactly what happened, which is why I think they should show
she
it.
Gonna try to they'll probably have to show the edited version, and we're gonna sit there like, yo, this.
If they show the edited version, that would be disappointing. I think that would probably hurt them more than it'll help them.
Yeah, but no, the only reason it will help them because Azalea been gonna sit there and try to sue him for defamation of character or something. So she gonna come up with something stupid.
But I'm pretty sure there was a contract that she signed or something like that. I don't think. I mean, she probably would try to.
There's like certain things that they're required not to say.
But I don't.
They sign a contract, and the girls, like whoever the guest says, they say, okay, we cannot talk about this. Like I think they can't talk about Hitman Holland's mom who passed away for cancer. So they'll talk about his little sister. They'll talk about this, but it's within a way that they can take the joke. Like nothing that's too touchy.
But again, I don't think the joke was anything like.
They said she was ugly, and they made a Cardi B reference.
Oh! Now that you're yeah, that's exactly what the joke was. He said, dang. He said you were so petty that, oh my gosh, that Nick Cannon couldn't get Cardi B, so they settled with your ugly ass. And that's what DC Young Fly does. Like, he calls everybody ugly, but I guess she took offense to it and thought that, they were using Cardi B as like a light-skinned person and then saying that she's dark-skinned. That's why she's ugly. I think that's if
Did she
I'm
forget how Cardi B looked before she got her teeth fixed? No offense, I love Cardi. But I'm saying, like, bro, and Azale, you got all these pictures of you all huffy and puffy and no hair on your head. You was looking like Jessie, Jess Hilarious when she comes to do her little skit and she got them tiny little ponytails. Came on it. Girl, if you don't get out of here.
I think yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, so I guess she interpreted it ugly wrong.
I think she just sits there and wants to be. She wants to always be the victim.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I feel like because she couldn't dish it, that's why she decided to take the victim role.
She always does. She wants to attack anybody she sees as doing better than her because she wants. Joe Budden said this on his podcast. He was or not Joe Budden. It might have been one of the other people. I was either listening to Joe Budden's podcast or I was listening to Breakfast Club. They were saying that she's jealous in a sense of where her career isn't, she sees in other people, and that's why she bashes them. Because it's like some type of self-hate in that. I get self-hate. I have chronic depression. I understand the self-hate, but I'm not going to sit there because somebody's doing better than me. I'm going to sit there and freaking wild out and cry and get all mad and blame everybody else instead of taking matters into my own hand. I'm not going to sit there and try to go crazy at a pregnant woman and for no reason, just because they're being lifted up. She got mad at Nicki Minaj for doing the mermaid thing on the freaking music video. Who saw that music video?
What the
one with Ariana Grande.
Man, I seen a couple of screenshots, but I didn't watch the whole video.
Did you listen to the song?
No.
Did you listen to the song?
Nope.
I don't think anybody in this room even saw that music video or listened to that song. Like, I'm not dissing Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is a GOAT. She has been here. She has definitely
left her footmark in the rap and hip hop industry ever since.
But there's a whole lot of people that, unless you were a diehard Nicki fan, I'm pretty sure you didn't watch that video. I'm pretty sure you didn't know. And I'm pretty sure every majority of people that saw that video did not think of Azalea Banks.
Yeah. Not at all.
I didn't even know Azalea Banks was a rapper. I thought Azalea Banks was a freaking an actor or something.
Yeah, like that was one thing too, that nobody knew who she was besides, this person that starts all of this nonsense.
When I found out that she went at a little 11-year-old girl, I was just like, yo, you really are wilding out.
Exactly.
Like, why are you going crazy at a dang 11-year-old girl, like a little behind kid? You like 30. Why are you coming crazy at her? Like, that's like me getting on a freaking high school student. No, I'm closer to a high school student. That's like me getting on a freaking elementary school, middle school student saying like, oh, you're higher her up than me. You can't. How you're winning, I should be winning.
That's like a Seton Hall player dissing LeBron's son because he's getting all this publicity. Like,
it ain't his fault.
Exactly.
Everybody else chose him.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. It's just all stupid. But again, I really do hope that episode comes out. I'm gonna be keeping my ears to the street. If I hear Wildin' Out has a new episode and it's Azalea Banks, and
I have it on I have the post notifications on YouTube, so every time that I go on and go check it out. Oh, I'm gonna say my name is Tynelle Azalea Banks. I will give you, like, if you DM me, we can have a conversation because I really want to know what is going. I want to see what's wired up in your brain. Like, I really do. My name is Tynelle. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Tynnelle. You go on my Instagram. The only Tynelle. TheOnlyTynelle. Please tell me, because I really am curious. Like, I just want to know. I'm not dissing you or nothing. I really want to know how it's wired in your brain. Because we probably got similarities. Like, we really probably got some similarities. Because I really want to know what's up.
And then while you're doing that, just go on Twitter, follow us too at WSOU_WCBM. Because I'm pretty sure the listeners want to know what's going on too. So let's get into this midnight mix. We have J. Cole as our midnight mix. Shout outs to Noah for actually saying it on Twitter that we should do Jada Kiss or J. Cole. J. Cole was just easier for me to actually put a midnight mix, but I'm pretty sure next week I will do Jada Kiss. So that is going to be our midnight mix for this week. We're going to have that up for you next after these quick messages. But you are listening to 89.5 FM with DJ Ill Will, DJ Breezy, and Tynelle. So make sure you keep it locked on WSOU on 89.5 FM.